He knows that he's going out there already. After he finished that pitch, he was finishing the ninth inning.
Here's the 0-1 and a swing and a ball sliced to left field. Going back, Conforto racing back, and it's over his head and off the wall. Kane will come in to score, and here come the Royals. In a swing and a little broken bat, one hopper to the left side. Right has it, looks the runner back, throw to first. Runner coming home, and Duda's bad throw sails past Darno, and Hosmer scores to tie the game.
They won 7 of 11 games coming from behind. This team was as resilient and as deep a lineup and a bench as I've ever seen.
Strike 3 called inside corner, and the Kansas City Royals have won the World Series.
Congrats to the Kansas City Royals, who became the first team in over 25 years to win the World Series the year after losing the World Series. Bullpens were the story of the series. New York outscoring Kansas City 18-12 in the first 6 innings. You just heard about resilience, but the Royals outscoring the Mets 15-1 from the 7th inning on. Stephen A., what happened to the Mets?
Well, first of all, kudos to the Royals. I did not expect them to win this series because I'm of the belief that pitching wins championships. I forgot that it's not just starting pitching that you rely on, it's the bullpen. Yeah. And obviously with the Kansas City Royals, that clearly was their strength, even with Holland out, you know, obviously having to have surgery just a few months ago. But in the end, while I sit here and I give the Royals all the credit in the world, they put the bat on the ball. They put it in play. They strike out less than anybody in Major League Baseball. They run the bases. They play small ball. They manufacture runs. And then they go out and they do the things, fundamentally speaking, that you need to do in order to win. The one thing that I think, however, must go, we have to speak on it, can't go unnoticed. The Mets had a lead in Game 1. You blew it. Not just an error by Wright, but also the blown save by Familia, all right, who didn't trust his 97-mile-per-hour sinker and instead tried to quick pitch Alex Gordon and ended up costing him. You had the lead in Game 4, and you ultimately blew that, and you had the error by Daniel Murphy. You had the lead last night. Matt Harvey was sensational, answered the bell, pitched 8 complete innings. I had no problem with Terry Collins sending him out there to pitch, but he should have yanked him once he walked Kane. He should not have let him pitch to that second batter. Kane stole second, and then obviously, and then Hosmer smacked that shot, and ultimately Kane came home. That was the mistake. That's the lone mistake that was made as it pertained to Harvey. But in the end, the Mets lost this game because the Royals were more fundamentally sound. They know how to play this game, and more importantly, the Mets choked. There's no other way around this. When you lose because of errors, you have choked. That's what happened. Lucas Duda last night, the throw to home plate, you know, not catch, you know, wild throw and not catching Hosmer. Not that you could have ended the game right there. He messed up. So it's Duda, it's Murphy, and by the way, Cespedes, I mean, didn't show up. Daniel Murphy didn't show up. They won't be back next year. They played well through the playoffs, but when the World Series arrived, your hitters didn't hit, and your defense committed errors, and it was against the most fundamentally sound team in baseball. That's why the Kansas City Royals are the champions.
If Lucas Duda just makes a decent throw home, they're going back to Kansas City for Game 6,
That's right? That's right.
And he overgrips the ball and threw a big curveball that the catcher couldn't even flag down. And all of a sudden, the heart fell out of the Mets. They were devastated again. Here's my bottom line to this World Series. The Mets turned back into the sad sack Mets. And you've been in New York a long time. You've covered a lot of Mets. You know the Mets. Even though they have won 2 World Series, down through baseball history, they have actually rivaled the Cubs as the sad sack organization, the dysfunctional organization, the one known for ineptitude, for when what can go wrong will go wrong. It's been Mets versus Cubs versus Mets versus Cubs, right?
Yeah.
And that's what struck me, is that they're still the same old Mets. Because what happened, the first batter up for Kansas City in Game 1, bottom of the first. Remember Escobar?
That's right.
Hits a long fly. And Cespedes, I don't know what he's doing, and he either lost it in the lights or his shoulder is hurting or whatever, and it bounces off his foot into an inside the park home run.
Cespedes seemed like he didn't even
care
half the time.
He didn't care.
And batted 3 for 20 in this series with 6 strikeouts.
And then Familia, untouchable, and he leaves the ball up and over the plate to Alex Gordon, and he hits it to Oklahoma City. You know, remember that? That devastated the Mets right there. And then you lived and you died by Daniel Murphy because he was Babe Ruth to this point, and then he never looks like a second baseman to me anyway. He looks like a power hitter playing second base.
He was also 3 for 20.
Yeah, he
7
was terrible.
strikeouts.
He was terrible.
Yeah.
And then he botches that ball. He botched another ball in the 12th inning last night that opened the floodgates. So you live and die by him, and in the end, you're just the same old Mets, and you lost in 5. You swept the Cubs, and you lost in 5.
Because the Cubs were the league leaders in strikeouts.
Yeah.
And Kansas City didn't strike out.
At
all.
Tough weekend for New York sports, and that comes from Miss Connecticut.
No doubt. No doubt. Congratulations to Kansas City. They deserve it.
Yes.
You're not getting it. I'm going to give it to you free, okay? A Super Bowl. Who? America's eyes on me right now.
I believe that.
That makes my point.
First Take is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. See car insurance in a whole new light.
Really excited for our lineup this week. Tomorrow, the great Gino Auriemma will stop by. Wednesday, the multi-talented Ja Rule pays us a visit. And Thursday, we have Cardinals star receiver Larry Fitzgerald. So tune in all this week right here on First Take. Meanwhile, Ravens coach John Harbaugh says Steve Smith Sr. suffered a tear of his Achilles and will be out for the season, but he has a feeling he will be back. Stephen A., is the Ice-Up Sun era over?
Well, I don't know. He's a tough rider. I don't think he wants to depart from the game on this level. I think he wants to go out on his own terms, but he is a different cat. He'd certainly have a future in this business, I can tell you that much. He might decide to walk away. He's his own man. He's going to make that decision on his own, but I suspect that he doesn't want to go out this way. Had 300, 100-plus yards this season already, was the leading receiver on the Ravens, still has a lot left in him. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope you're right about this. I would love to see him come back for at least one more year, but his heart's really going to have to be in it because there's no longer or tougher rehab than Achilles rupture rehab, especially for a player who relies on high-speed cutting. It is hard to come back full speed from this.
If he does not come back, we'll see him in the Hall of Fame.
Think so?
I think so.
It'll be a close call.
We'll see him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I want to see him perform one more time.
I hope so too, but I agree it will be close. Monday Night Football on ESPN, Colts, Panthers. Guys, you're both going with the Panthers.
No doubt.
I want to pick the Colts just so I could be right
do it.
and go out on a limb, but I can't.
Oh, come on.
I can't. No conviction.
We're so surprised. We're so surprised.
Whatever. Gino Auriemma's here tomorrow. Finally, some greatness on this set. Have a good day, everybody. See you tomorrow.
You're not getting it. I'm going to give it to you free, okay? A Super Bowl. Who? America's eyes on me right now.
I believe that.
That makes my point.